I'll call the meeting to order.
Second.
Great, thank you. Teddy, do you want to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Right. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before,
No Patrick tonight? No.
There he is.
He's here.
He's coming. Patrick, hurry.
Guest of honor.
I'm kidding. Sorry, I know we're like filming this whole thing. Everyone's got to get a comedic relief. All right. Jess hurt her knee.
I heard.
Yes.
So we're taping everything.
We're taping
for
it.
hours.
Yeah. Okay. So the meeting dedication, we're going to dedicate tonight's meeting to Kathy Spears and our incredible Stanford Fire Company. I prepared some words that I will read, but before I do that, I want to call everyone's attention here to the display behind me. This display was done with Kathy's coordination with Cold Spring School. Betsy Ross, pictured here, came to teach the kids about the original flag of the United States, which was 13 stars, representative of the 13 colonies in the original United States of America. And all the kids learned about it and also drew their own, colored in their own American flag. So that is what's behind me. And that was all part of Kathy's efforts. And so, like, when we were talking on Monday about who we would dedicate the meeting to, we were like, Kathy Spears. Because to call Kathy incredible almost doesn't do her justice. What's that? Oh,
We were commenting on Nathan's. It's very nice.
Good job.
He did a good job. You get a gold star.
So funny. All right, I'm going to do my remarks for Kathy because I want her to hear it. To call Kathy incredible almost doesn't do her justice. The depth of knowledge she possesses about the history of our town is absolutely staggering, and we are also extraordinarily fortunate to have her serving not only as our historian, but also as secretary for the Stanford Fire Company. Kathy, together with our outstanding Stanford Fire Company, planned, organized, and hosted what was truly one of the most memorable community celebrations our town has seen. More than 300 people came together to celebrate our nation's 250th anniversary. That meant serving more than 300 chicken dinners, putting on what I will confidently call the best fireworks display in the Hudson Valley, and somehow keeping up the most secure tent in Stanford just in time to withstand an unexpected storm. I'd also like to recognize Ryan Orton from the Stanford Grange for his contributions to making the evening such a success. I heard from multiple people over the last couple of days, and I received multiple videos and multiple photos of the tent, children playing in the rain, the fireworks, how amazing Ryan Orton's rendition of the Declaration of Independence was. To Kathy, our fire company, Ryan, and every volunteer who made the celebration possible, thank you for creating an unforgettable evening that so many members of our community will remember for years to come. And the meeting is dedicated to Kathy and the Stanford Fire Company, but I just want to say that Kathy's been extremely helpful in helping me orient to the history of the town, not having been from here. It's very, very, very humbling to be leading this community and all of the depth of history that has started here. Truly like the birthplace of America. So that is our dedication for the evening.
Thank you, Kathy. When you watch.
Yeah.
Wherever Kathy is at the moment.
Yeah.
Julie Dakota.
Here.
Charlie Cunningham.
Here.
Eric Haynes.
Present.
Nathan Virtue.
Here.
Casey Court.
Here.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, town board liaison reports. Nathan, kick us off.
Sure. The Recreation Committee met last evening. First thing we want to talk about is the summer camp. It's going swimmingly.
Put that in your article.
All 4 weeks are full, and there is a wait list for each week.
Wow, that's great.
So it's very well attended. So for the soccer program in the fall, There's an individual named Ian who, for those that don't know, there's the pickup sports events that they're doing this
Yeah.
summer. And so he's leading the soccer pickup. He was going to put out an inquiry to see if there was interest for the fall program, but with in addition to a couple of the other events they were planning to do, they've all been postponed because of weather. So he hasn't been able to kind of socialize that yet. It also sounds like Pine Plains is trying to scale their program a little bit. And so the committee is going to continue to discuss if they want to host it or not, and if it's something that, they want to try to partner with Pine Plains or something like that. So that's still up in the air. There is a wellness program that's kicking off Friday afternoons. It's a kids yoga program down at the pond. They're going to see how people respond to it. They could extend the program to teenagers and adults. The next pickup event is pickleball. Like I said, the other ones have been rained out.
Pete's gonna go to that.
Community Day is September 19th. The committee is planning to do a similar thing that they did to last year, which was they provided children or anyone interested with a map, and they would go around to all the different booths and collect a sticker, and then they could collect a prize for that. It's a Rev 250 themed community day, and they're not sure how that may or may not extend into the activity. They're still discussing what that might look like. And the next community day meeting is August 3rd, and I'm sure we'll have representation there.
Yes, I will be there.
Okay. The campaign updates, which I don't know if you're going to cover, but I can.
Great.
Some of it. They are submitting another grant for the walking path, fitness equipment, and stairs by the tennis court.
We have a resolution on it.
Yeah, the stairs could be incorporated into the walking path from a design perspective. There is a possible, there is a interest in exploring another purchase of a shade structure because people like them. And Lauren
And they don't
expressed
blow down during storms.
they don't blow down, and Lauren didn't want to overcommit because she wasn't sure how they would look.
Right.
And so now that she knows they're popular and they don't look unseemly, she wants to explore getting some more. And to the community, if anyone wishes to write a letter in support of the grant committee can provide a template which will help communicate the value of the grant for the community.
Great.
So if there's folks that are interested in doing that.
That's good. That should go in supervisor newsletter.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in. It's funny because what we've had in the past is elected officials writing those, but it actually, and Alex, who's working on it with Lauren and Lorelei, was like, should we have a petition? And I think that letters from the community would actually be more impactful. So I'll put that in the newsletter now that I think about it, just like everything that we're doing,
It demonstrates want and need.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And like I said, Lorelei has the template, so it's not.
Once we
like
have
a-
more specifics on it, right? Like,
Yeah, but she has the basis of one, so she can
Right.
give that to people if they want it now.
yeah, but I think once we know what we're asking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think we have that yet.
Yep. And then lastly, the Fall Little League registration is open. That will be on Saturday afternoons.
Thank you.
That's,
All you wrote.
that's all I wrote, and I know that their next meeting is they are having another meeting next month.
Okay.
So, that was it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, Eric, sorry.
Uh,
Oh, Teddy's got.
Teddy did planning
All
board
right.
for me.
Charlie, you want to?
We'll jump this way.
Yeah, please.
Sounds good. All right, so the Water Quality Committee met last month, and actually I was just reminded that it was a year ago that they were formed as of Resolution 7F on July 10th. So we were one day off from that. And so Dennis, the chair, reminded us that they had their first full committee, like at capacity meeting last month, where they had all 5 members. And their new focus, after we've talked about the grants that they went after, is focusing on education. And the first bit of that education is their Green Pasture Safe Drinking Water program, and getting some programming for the town around how to get those filters out and educate the people on how to use them. And so that is being worked on with Cornell Cooperative Extension. They're also looking at ways to be a shared resource for the planning board, the zoning committee, as they grow and focus on, and I think this is key, is over the rest of the year, they're building out a roadmap for what they want to focus on, and then also their mission statement to guide them now that they have a full committee together. So they actually will meet again next week, and so that is open to the public next Wednesday, 5 p.m. And I think that's it from the Water Quality Committee. And then the Zoning Commission met last month, and under executive session, they interviewed, they had 3 consultants, 3 sets of zoning consultants they were interested in talking with. 2 showed up, Nelson, Pope, and Voorhees. Is that how you say that one?
Yes.
Yep, and Will Agresta, folks who have done a lot of zoning with other towns. I know notably Clinton Corners around here, and Will has done Northeast, worked with them for many years. And Nina Peak, who has done work with our town, wasn't able to make it that night, but she will be coming to the Zoning Commission meeting at the end of this month, which is going to be on July 30th. Yep. At 7 p.m. And so that will be the next consultant we're meeting with. And then they also interviewed 1 potential new member, and there's 1 more who will come at the next meeting. And that would fill out all the seats in that group. And they approved the minutes, and they talked about the agenda for the next meeting. So that was it.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
So I have 4 things on my readout here. Last night was the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. There was a public hearing to start us off, which was a request for a front yard setback variance of 40 feet. That was at 234 Charwell Drive. That was granted. Nobody said anything, which is great. I wouldn't expect that. The only other item of business there was an application for a front yard setback variance of 63 feet for a generator that was on the property that did not have a permit. So the ZBA will retroactively, if approved, grant that generator to stay on the property. That is located at 421 Conklin Hill Road. So if you are within 500 feet, a 500-foot radius of that property, you will be notified by certified mail by the property owner to come to the public meeting if you have any questions, concern, or comment about that. So that was the Zoning Board of Appeals. The next meeting will be August 12th for, right now, just that public hearing. But any business can come up before then. The Haunted Fortress, we are currently working on opening the fortress now. So like I said at last town board meeting, every other Sunday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. will be a work day. So if it's unbearably hot, conditions might be inappropriate to work out there, but there's still work that can be done inside away from the really aggressive heat. So this Sunday, the 12th, again, that's 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We're always looking for people, especially handyman and artistic people who can, again, either turn a screw or paint. I went in Eric's place for the planning board. The only item of business was a lot line alteration and consolidation deadline extension at Gold Iron Farm, which is located on the former Barton Lane, which used to be a public road. It is now a private road. So there's a massive project going on there. Gold Iron Farm LLC requested an extension for their lot line alteration and consolidation. So the planning board granted 2 extensions of 90 days each, so consecutive 90-day periods to complete their project. That meeting was done in 5 minutes. And I think Tom said it was the shortest meeting the planning board ever had, so that was like, got the right time there.
Welcome to summer, everybody.
Yeah. And the final thing for the CSC, as said also at the last meeting, going forward, we're going to try and make our meetings work-oriented, so we will be filing, collecting data, and registering it in each of our meetings, whatever we've collected. We are discussing currently a table at Community Day, as we've done for the last 2 years now. And last meeting, though, besides that, was dedicated mostly to organizing all the priorities that we've had, because Brendan, who is our CSC coordinator now, we sat down together and he's been emailing people back and forth, and we're on the right track, I think. I can say, having been doing this for a couple of years now, several years, I can say I think we're on the right track. So going forward, it'll be really nice to finally get something done with this. Those are my reports.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, I have a couple things that I want to talk about. First is my liaison report with the Conservation Advisory Committee. They are having a very active summer. They officially welcomed Diane Duffus and Brendan Schaff as new members. The town preserves hosted 2 successful bird walks over the past month. The events were well attended and had really strong impact. The committee also discussed better ways to communicate its work and make resources available to the public, specifically around the new website that we are building. So I'm going to get, and this is off track, but I'm going to get a status of that on the 20th of July.
Okay.
So if anyone wants to join me on a walkthrough on the 20th of July. All right. Other recent activities included, Diane Duffus hosted a Life in the Wappinger Creek, which was written up in the Pine Plains Herald, a really beautiful spread, thank you very much, which attracted 28 participants, super engaged. The article was really cool because it basically sort of gave all of the education on why the importance of clean waterways is important for our drinking water. And our, long story short, our water is clean because it's promoting healthy macroinvertebrate populations that can naturally clean the water and keep it, flowing the way that it needs to flow, was sort of what I got from it. And I was not able to attend because it was Peter's birthday, but I heard it was incredible.
What
I heard
time
that
is
from multiple.
The walkthrough on the 20th?
No, they already did the walkthrough.
Yeah.
No, the one that you mentioned before.
Oh, the website.
Oh, July 20th.
Yeah, but what time? I thought maybe you knew. If you don't, it's fine. Just
I
get
do.
back to me.
It's,
Just let us know.
Yeah, just let me
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Walking on water.
They also coordinated the Dutchess County Planning Department's informational presentation on CACs and CSCs. So a lot of education will be coming out of the CSC and CAC over the next several months. And it's really started with like the NRI. Anyway, the Dutchess County Planning is helping me put together a presentation that will be outward facing on what the CAC and CSC do and the importance that they have in local communities. And so that will be coming, and that was that meeting that we had with Danny White. They also are beginning to plan Community Day with birds, tentatively selected as this year's educational theme. Barry's Bench will be dedicated on Saturday, September 26th, with October 3rd reserved as the rain date. I believe they're working on getting a musical performance there of some sort, because Barry was a big musician. And then they are continuing discussions with the Dutchess Land Conservancy and Dutchess County Soil and Water Conservation Districts regarding a future riparian planting and stream restoration event. Now, my supervisor's report. Okay, first I want to start with just the, I went to the DC supervisors meeting on Tuesday. And one of the primary topics was the growing challenge surrounding dog control, following the elimination of the animal law enforcement role previously provided through the Dutchess County SPCA. The county's organizing a working committee to examine potential solutions and improve coordination among municipalities, and Stanford will participate in those discussions, namely Rita Mary. So if anyone has feedback on it, the county is looking to form a committee and sort of get their arms around it. I also want to invite everyone to attend the Village of Millerton, has their 175th anniversary parade. Following the parade at 4:30, they will be breaking on the new swim facility. So they're doing that big wastewater plant as well as a big swimming pool. They received $6 million in grant funding. So that was the DC meeting. Ambulance and EMS updates. As most of you know, EMS continues to be a challenge. Over the past several months, I've continued meeting with Empress EMS as well as neighboring municipalities to discuss opportunities for regional collaboration and consolidation. Throughout these conversations, my primary focus has remained the same: maintaining and wherever possible improving the level of service our residents receive. We have now received detailed call-specific response data from Empress, and on July 21st, I will be going to the Fire Commissioners meeting to evaluate that data. As we evaluate response performance, potential stationing locations, and opportunities for improvement. I'm collaborating with them very much so no decisions regarding any future models will be made without the engagement of the Fire Commissioners and in their endorsement, just as they've been involved throughout this process. Our estimated annual cost for dedicated EMS service next year is approximately $870,000. Fortunately, we still have 1 year remaining of the generous donation that was provided to offset these costs, and those funds continue to earn interest through New York Class. While controlling costs remains important, our primary objective is improving response times and service quality. I believe we're making meaningful progress through our conversations with Empress, Dutchess County, neighboring municipalities, and even Northwell Health, which now receives the majority of our ambulance transports to Sharon Hospital. So with that in mind, June EMS statistics, we received 27 calls, 22 were answered by Stanford's dedicated ambulance. 14 of those 27 calls were P1 calls. 10 were answered in under 10 minutes, 4 exceeded 10 minutes, and 1 call took 23 minutes.
What's a P1 call?
P1 call is basically shortness of breath, cardiac arrest, get there really fast. It's really interesting to note, we've had conversations with Northwell, and their expectation of response times is different than our own town's expectations of response times. Ours are lower than their own expectations, and I was floored to hear that. But
Shorter?
it's longer. Longer. Their P1, I believe, is like it's like 12 to 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And what is
Longer. Ours is 10.
Yeah.
But we don't have anything written into our contract with them
Right.
that says you
That
have to
says
meet
that.
these. But
Sure.
that is, like, we've shared with them that we know that there are contracts out there that have these
Well,
things.
It depends where the emergency is in comparison to where their staging is.
So this one in particular, not to go in the weeds, this one in particular, they didn't follow the right route, and
Oh.
they've been talked to about it, and they
Right.
have GPS in the car, and they have maps in the car, and things like that. So, we're talking about it, which
Yeah.
is what's important, and there's a very high level of feedback, sort of both ways, so
Sure.
that's the best way to get to any sort of improvement, which is good. All right, so that's EMS. Okay, Purple Heart Town and Grant. Rita Mary Bell has been leading Stanford's efforts to become officially recognized as a Purple Heart Town, and I'm very pleased to announce that through those efforts, Rita Mary has successfully secured a $6,000 Purple Heart grant for the town through Dutchess County. These funds will be used to purchase flags, plaques, and signage for our veterans memorials throughout the community. Mark in your calendars, Veterans Day, November 11th.
At 11 a.m.
At 11 a.m. 11/11/11.
Yep.
Sorry, I thought I was the only one that noticed that.
It is 11/11/11.
On purpose.
It
All right.
is.
11/11/11/26.
For the dedication.
11 a.m.
Okay. And then there's a PFAS, and I'm going to put this in my newsletter tomorrow. The state is opening the PFAS testing and mitigation rebate pilot program again. I learned about it this morning. I'm going to put it in the newsletter tomorrow. I wanted to have this meeting before I did that. It was at capacity very quickly last time. It's interesting because they've now expanded the program to Suffolk County. And I know residents who've gotten the testing done, who've gotten the results done, and they're in touch with the county and the state on potential mitigation options, rebate options, coupon options. The state is really pushing for sort of us to, these are all private well owner responsibilities and private, not well owner, but private septic owner responsibilities and private well owner responsibilities. You are privately, it is your responsibility to get your well tested, it's your responsibility to have your septic tested and have it. So this is part of the state's efforts in getting residents to have that responsibility. This is not necessarily to your point, like earlier about like what the Water Quality Committee is doing. Our focus is on maintaining the safety of our drinking water and what we can control as a town. This is about mitigating what you have going on in your home. All right. And then last is the financial update. We continue to remain in a strong financial position. I just met with our bookkeeping consultant tonight before this meeting. Our overall revenues are tracking in line with our expectations for this point in the year. Our transfer station actually continues to perform slightly above budget projections, while both our rec department and building department are outperforming their expectations. All of this will factor into the budget, which is about to start. I'm going to be taking a 3-year running average of both all of our incoming revenues as well as our expenditures, and meeting with all the department heads for the first time. So I appreciate everyone's patience as I get in front of this for the first time. But I've been meeting with, like I mentioned, the bookkeeping consultant, and this week I also met with our health insurance broker, Marshall and Sterling, to begin evaluating projected expenses for next year. Over the coming weeks, I have a series of meetings scheduled with our department heads and advisors as we begin developing the 2027 budget. As always, my goal is to make this process as transparent, informed, and collaborative as possible, while ensuring we continue to be responsible stewards of taxpayer dollars. Okay. Privilege of the floor. I make a motion to open privilege of the floor.
I'll second.
I make a motion to close privilege of the floor.
Second.
Thank you. Okay. I can't.
Okay, make a motion to accept the supervisor's report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion to accept the town clerk's report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
I will make a motion to accept the building inspector's report.
Second.
Who was that?
Eric.
All in favor?
Aye.
I make a motion to do a pay increase for Charlene Cisco of $1.50 an hour and Patty Koch for $1.50 per hour for their court clerk's salary.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I make a motion to, and we had a little bit of back and forth on this, the cybersecurity policy. We don't technically, we do have one. It's sort of a boilerplate from PCA, but over the last several weeks, Bob and Jane have been working collaboratively on updating our cybersecurity policy in light of what's happened in neighboring towns around cybersecurity, specifically around like email safety and phishing and things like that. So we updated our cybersecurity policy. And one of the parts of it is that if a town employee receives a suspicious email, they need to report it immediately. And I think we need to agree on language around whether we want that to be disciplinary action or just administrative treatment, i.e., like, don't do that again. So I think basically disciplinary action could include anything as simple as writing it up and putting it in the employee's file, to as severe as a suspension. And when we're talking about cybersecurity, it's the security of all the town's hard drives, financial information. There is a lot to be said about the security of what we have in this building. And Jane and I had a call with PCA last week, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. And we went through all of our cybersecurity protocols and everything that's on our bills and what they do to safeguard the information in this building, as well as like all of our emails. So I think it's important that we continue to maintain a high level of security, and I would be in favor of ensuring that we have some form of disciplinary action should members of the town staff not take the response that we are asking for in our cybersecurity policy.
Disciplinary action could also just be, you said, it could
A letter in
be
their
written up.
file.
Yeah, but it could also just be a conversation too.
Counseling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I would, it feels like it's very encompassing.
Are we able to mandate counseling for such matters?
We can take whatever disciplinary action we,
Yeah, it gives
Deemed
us,
necessary.
yeah, it
We-
gives us
what's important is that we,
leeway.
everyone in town, everyone as part of what we have to do as New York State employees, everyone has to do it as our cybersecurity training. So every employee is mandated to do that. So that's good that we're getting that every year, but yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Julie, there are
Yeah,
two
definitely.
small changes in the draft
Mhm.
Joe.
that I had circulated earlier.
Okay.
And I can word process these and email them to you. Mary. The first, in paragraph 1A, small I, change the term sensitive information and make that read non-public information. And then in 6B, this is what you were just talking about, Julia, deliberate failure to report an incident or negligent disregard for the training by a user. We changed the word result in standard administrative review to change that to read disciplinary action.
Okay.
I think
That's
that
fine with me.
suffices, right?
Yes. Is everyone else okay with that?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Okay.
So we would adopt it tonight, or do we want to hold off for a month, or?
It's,
He has
it's.
to rewrite it, doesn't he?
He
Or that
can-
is
he
the
can sub-
rewritten?
Yeah, that's the rewritten
Oh,
that he
okay.
has, right? What we have in our files is not the rewritten, you just submitted after.
This is, these are two revisions that'll be made. I can recirculate.
Okay.
Yeah, I would just wait till we.
So we have to,
Fine.
yeah, we have to have a full one to read
Okay,
it.
all right, so we'll wait till next
You wanna
month.
hold off?
Yeah, we'll hold off till next month.
Okay.
Or do you want to read it with those changes? Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, resolution 7A for the town hall roof repair. This is the appropriation for the $10,000 roof repair that we did over the new part of the building. Does anyone want to take that one?
I can.
Okay, thank
So
you.
I was multi-screening. I had to get off the agenda. Excuse me. Resolution 7A, budget modification for building reserve fund. Whereas the town board of the town of Stanford adopted the 2026 annual budget on October 22nd, 2025, and whereas the town board has determined that certain budgetary adjustments are necessary to properly reflect unanticipated expenditures and/or revenues, and to ensure the continued efficient operations of town services. And whereas the roof of the town hall located at 26 Town Hall Road in Stanfordville, New York, was in need of repair to ensure that it did not leak. Whereas the board has authorized the expense of a roof replacement at the April town board meeting, on April 9th, 2026, and whereas pursuant to the New York State Town Law 106 and applicable provisions of the New York State Comptroller's regulations, the town board is authorized to amend the adopted budget by resolution. And whereas such budget amendments do not increase the total appropriations of the adopted budget beyond available revenues and fund balances. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Stanford hereby authorizes the expense of $10,000 to Maraseska Exteriors with the voucher to appear on the July abstract and the following budget amendments to the 2026 budget. So it is moving $10,000 between an appropriations line and an appropriate fund balance and capital improvements.
Second.
Oh,
Oh, wait, no, yes,
Okay. Judy Dakota?
yes.
Charlie Cunningham?
Yes.
Eric Ames?
Yes.
Megan Virtue?
Yes.
Lacy Court?
Yes.
Great. AOT Bill of Rights?
You want me to take that?
Sure.
So, adopting the New York Association of Towns Bill of Rights, Town of Stanford Resolution Number 7B of 2026, a resolution in support of the New York Association of Towns Bill of Rights, introduced by Moi, seconded by.
Second.
He threw you off with the more.
Where, do you want me to read the whole thing?
I think that's the whole, that's the
Yes.
That's the-
impetus.
Yeah, it's only one page.
Whereas town government provides services essential to the vitality of New York State, including but not limited to maintaining and repairing roads, protecting neighborhoods and businesses, guiding economic development, and serving as the first line of defense, communication, and safety for residents every day of the year. And whereas the 933 towns of New York State are home to more than 9.1 million New Yorkers and are diverse in population, geography, and demographics, such that decisions affecting daily life are best made at the local level by the government that best understands each community's character, challenges, and needs. And whereas the towns of New York are partners in shaping the state's future, and a true partnership between the state and its local governments will propel the New York State forward to the benefit of all New Yorkers. And whereas the New York Association of Towns has adopted a Bill of Rights articulating the core principles that should govern the relationship between the state and its towns, and whereas the town of Stanford shares and affirms those principles, namely, 1, protection and defense of municipal home rule, recognizing that towns, as the level of government closest to the people, are best positioned to balance competing interests and make decisions that shape daily life. 2, local control of land use and zoning, free from statewide zoning rules that override the voice of resident taxpayers and the officials they elect. 3, freedom from unfunded mandates so that local taxpayers are not made to bear the cost of orders imposed by state and federal authorities without the resources to carry them out. 4, modernized transparency, accessibility, and engagement, including reform of outdated public notice requirements that consume scarce municipal dollars on print notices often missed by the public. And 5, a meaningful voice in state decisions affecting the hometowns that towns govern so that the town government is treated as a true partner rather than an afterthought for a hurdle to clear. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Stanford hereby endorses and adopts the New York Association of Towns Bill of Rights and affirms its commitment to the principles set forth therein, and be it further resolved that the town board calls upon the governor and the New York State Legislature to respect and uphold these principles in the enactment of legislation and the administration of state programs affecting towns, and be it further resolved that the town clerk is hereby directed to transmit certified copies of this resolution to the governor of the state of New York, the temporary president of the Senate, the speaker of the assembly, the state senators and members of the assembly representing the town of Stanford, and the New York Association of Towns.
Wow.
Second.
I already said that.
Darn it.
There we go.
Sorry, that sounded bad.
It's a,
Judy Dakota?
Yes.
Charlie Cunningham?
yes.
Eric Ames?
Yes.
Nathan Virtue?
Yes.
Lacy Clark?
Yes.
And that one's just important because it basically affirms that we believe in everything Association of Town related, and Teddy read it all off, and we do. We're very active in Association of Towns, and there's lots happening at the town municipal level, so. All right.
Home rule being a big one.
Home rule being a big one, but
Yeah.
also like the unfunded mandates piece being a big one. And that
Yeah.
happens for lots of different towns, but not necessarily ours, but like, it's tough keeping towns like ours running when they are mandates from the state that
Mhm.
the state doesn't fund.
That are
and we have to
unfunded.
pass it. Yeah. OPRHP grant, OPRHP. Office of Parks Recreation, I think the letters are slightly off, and when I read it, I was like, I will do this one.
Okay.
This is Resolution 7C of 2026, resolution authorizing application to and acceptance of OPRHP Environmental Protection Fund grant funding for Stanford Recreation Park Trail and Park improvements. So we're going to be applying for another OPRHP Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historical Preservation grant. That's the one that gave us the $274,000 a few years ago. So we're going to ask for a grant, which Nathan already alluded to, for shade structures, walking trails, et cetera. This is a resolution that is confirming the board's alignment with that and affirming that we will be participating actively in this grant and contract process. So it's affirming strong commitment from the entire board, which will be authorizing all the purchases of this equipment once, if we do get the grant, that we're all in. Okay. So whereas the town of Stanford owns and operates Stanford Recreation Park located at 40 Creamery Road as a public park and recreation facility serving town residents and visitors, and whereas the town has identified the need to improve public access, trail connectivity, accessibility, and recreation infrastructure at Stanford Recreation Park through the Park Trail and Improvements Project, and whereas the New York State Office of Parks, Rec, and Historic Preservation administers Environmental Protection Fund grant programs through the consolidated funding application process for eligible municipal parks preservation recreation projects, and whereas the town desires to submit a 2026 consolidated funding application seeking OPRHP EPF assistance for Stanford Rec Park Trail and park improvements, and whereas Saratoga Associates is preparing the detailed project budget for the final application scope, and the town anticipates seeking a state grant of up to $300,000, with the required local share currently estimated at up to approximately $260,000 from Stanford Recreation, which is the money that's available in our account right now, gaining interest, and any additional required local share to be supported through the Stanford Rec campaign or other eligible non-state sources subject to final budget approval. And whereas the town board understands the OPRHP funding is generally reimbursement-based, and that the town must document eligible costs, maintain grant records, and provide the required local share if an award is made. And whereas the town board intends to serve as seeker lead agency for the project to the extent required, and will coordinate lead agency designation if any other involved agency approval is required. And whereas the town board will consider the project under the seeker review and has determined the seeker review will be completed before committing the town to proceed with the project and final submission contract execution as required. And whereas the town board understands that the EPF application must be also supported by separate current attachments as applicable, including seeker documentation, proof of ownership, site control, cost share, and budget backup, current photos, schematic site plan, project location map, gender-based violence in the workplace certification, support letters, or other current need evidence, and any environmental, historic, preservation, archaeological, or other approvals needed for the final scope. And whereas the town board finds the project is consistent with the town's adopted local planning documents and current supporting evidence, including the town of Stanford's 2023 comprehensive plan, and advances public recreation, accessibility, and community quality of life objectives, now therefore be resolved that the town board of the town of Stanford authorizes the submission of the 2026 CFA application to OPRHP for EPF grant assistance for the Stanford Rec Park Trail and Park Improvements Project.
Second.
Yeah. Great, thank you.
Julia Dakota?
Yes.
Charlie Cunningham?
Yes.
Eric Ames?
He's in the back.
Oh, he's in the back. Sorry, I should have put that on. Nathan Lavertu?
Yes.
Penny Secor?
Yes.
I'll ask him.
Great. All right, and the last is a budget modification, which I'll read out. Just some very minor budget modification. Whereas the town of Stanford, this is 7D, has expenditures for the adopted 2026 general fund budget that will exceed the amount of funds available in these budget lines, and we have lines available and needs to transfer set funds to provide for expenditures. Now therefore be it resolved that the town of Stanford Town Board hereby amends and transfers from and to budget lines listed below for fiscal year 2026. For account ending in 1010-40, town board contractual expense, we're going to increase it by $350. For line ending in 3010-40, public safety contractual expense, we're going to increase that. That's the building department. We're going to increase that by $426.65. For the line ending in 1330-40, tax collector contractual expense, we're going to increase that by $113.64 for a total of $890.29. And we are going to decrease accordingly the contingency budget, which is the account number ending in 1990-40.
Second.
Julia Dakota?
Yes.
Charlie Cunningham?
Yes.
Eric Ames?
Yes.
Nathan Lavertu?
Yes.
Penny Secor?
Yes.
Eric, did you vote in favor of the park one?
I did, yes.
Okay, thank you.
These are three matters concerning the building department and enforcement. We have, and I don't know, Eric, if you want to go into it, I can.
Can if you want.
All right. We've been working on enforcement for short-term rentals with information that Granicus has been giving. Eric has been communicating all of our updates. We have several locations that are not up to compliance.
Yes.
And this is a motion to start short-term rental enforcement, legal proceedings, basically,
I think there are about nine or 10.
that are still outstanding.
I think so.
There might be more now, but this is for one particular that we're starting.
Because we know that they're The reason was that this is the one that,
Continues to advertise.
yeah, because the other ones we are aware of, but we are not aware that they're actually
Correct.
using them as an SDR.
Correct.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
until they do. Got it.
Mhm.
Got it.
So I make a motion to go forth with STR enforcement.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. We also have a code violation that we are looking to enforce that has been ongoing now for almost a year. So we are, we're looking for motion to also go through with the code violation enforcement for the ongoing issue.
Second.
I think we ought to identify
The property.
Okay,
on these,
okay.
so that it can be identified.
I have it.
The requirement is in the town law that the proceedings be authorized by the town boards.
Okay, so let's go back. I'll make a motion to authorize and direct the building inspector to institute and appear in proceedings in the name of the town for prosecution of Veritas Villas LLC as owner for violation of section 164-19.6 of the town zoning code due to failure to apply for a permit for short-term residence at 729-731 Cold Spring Road.
Second.
All in favor again?
Aye.
And I will make a motion to authorize and direct the building inspector to institute and appear in proceedings in the name of the town for the prosecution of Mark Chapman and Melissa Chapman, occupants of 154 Hicks Lane, for multiple violations of town code, including Chapter 164, Chapter 164 zoning, Chapter 96 fire protection and building construction, and Chapter 151 trailers and trailer parks, Chapter 111 garbage, rubbish, and refuse, and Chapter 156 abandoned vehicles at the premises.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. And to ensure that we are doing this properly and up to the way that we need to do it, thank you, Bob, as always. I make a motion to engage the town attorney, Robert Butts, and his firm, Mackey, Catena, and Whalen LLP, to represent the town in such prosecutions.
Second.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I will say that this is nothing that, as we've had conversations very openly about it, our town does not like to do this sort of stuff when it seems like it's ongoing and it's not. We try everything to avoid this sort of thing.
No, this was not made with fight decision.
Yeah.
This was made only after several months of conversation
For sure.
about the matters, so.
It's our hope that this will
Be an
prompt
impetus.
initiation of some discussions towards resolving issues
Mhm.
in each case.
Thank you. I will make a motion to accept the minutes from June 11th, 2026.
Oh, you skipped the.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The purchase of the boiler.
So
That one's tabled, right?
we're tabling this
Oh,
one.
it is?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
okay.
tabling this, sorry. I should have said that in the agenda, so let's just take that out of the minutes that we're approving. Well, we didn't approve it, but anyway. I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from July 11th, 2026.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Can someone else do this one?
Sure. I make a motion to approve the abstract number 7 for July. The general fund spent $85,425.21. The highway fund spent $151,592.67. Bangor Lights spent $1,061.28. Escrow was $1,878.50. And as usual, the ambulance fee for the month was $64,062.50.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I don't think we have anything else on the agenda, unless anyone else has anything? All right, I'll make a,
One thing, because people care about it. I'm speaking for you. Julia emailed the DOT for Region
yeah.
8 around the paving of State Route 82, and there has not been an answer. And in addition to that, I exhausted all of my online resources to try and find. The challenge is that because it was part of a unified proposal, it may actually be inside of another proposal, so
Yeah.
that makes it a little bit harder to find. So, the hope is that August, September, October is still when this is planning to happen, so.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
And you reminded me, and I did not put it in my update, the Neighborhood Safety Committee that we are looking to form. I put in my newsletter the last couple of weeks, we have received some good feedback, or some good letters of intent, but I am looking for, and the board is looking for, more of a geographical spread that is representative of the town and the community. We've had a number of applicants who are from the same road, which we appreciate, but we need more of a diversified perspective before we appoint a committee. I'll open up privilege of the floor, make a motion.
Second?
You don't have to make a motion.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
All right, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Rousing.
Great. But it was, Jane, can you hit that big red button behind you, please?